What's ECU? How have they been so successful in stopping the run thus far?
They, they got three big defensive linemen up front that do a great job of holding their gaps, and their read techniques is what they do instead of penetrating. Their linebackers do a great job of fitting where they're supposed to fit. I think they understand their scheme, and they play it really well right now. And I think their personnel really fits what they're trying to do.
If you believe things like recruiting rankings, those kinds of things, ECU isn't the most talented team, but what does that say just about Ruffman's ability to develop guys?
Well, I think if you look at those players that are out there on the field, I don't care, if you look at rankings, recruiting rankings, then they wouldn't be able to play. But it's obvious that they've got players. I mean, you look out on that field, they got guys that can play. I mean, that quarterback, those receivers, they got running backs, they got defensive linemen, they got every position. They got a punter that I don't know where he fits in the national scene, but he's averaging 48 yards a kick. He hit a 63-yarder in the first game. I mean, their kicker's putting the ball in the end zone. I mean, they're in every phase of the game. I mean, they're a very good football team.
What was it that they were able to do that was so successful against you guys last year, and what do you need to do differently this time?
Well, they got us with tempo. They completed passes. They were able to run the football. They were able to score at will. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, pretty much whatever they wanted to do, and then we didn't do enough offensively, and we didn't make any special plays in the special teams. So it was pretty much they had their will last year.
You said before the year, you said it's time before the year, time for you guys to step forward as a program.
Yeah, it is.
Given that, how big of a game is this given?
It's just as big a game as the last game. I mean, it's a big game. I mean, when you say it's time, that means every game we play is big, and so this one's very big. This is an in-state team that is a good football team, and we need to, we're going to their place. We know it's going to be a hostile crowd. It should be a lot of noise. It should be a fun atmosphere to play in, so it ought to be a heck of a game, and you ought to. Everybody ought to look forward to games like this.
The players have talked about kind of using this game as motivation, dating back really to the end of the season last year. Have you seen that this week? Have you seen a little extra pep in their step?
I tell you what, I'm really proud that our guys, all the way from day one of camp, we've talked about being consistent with the way we practice, and I really feel like they've done that. I don't think we've gotten too high. I don't think we've gotten too low. I can go all the way back to camp. There was one day I felt like we started slow, and then we stopped it, picked it up, and got it going. And it's been that way every day since. So I'm really pleased with the consistency of the way we're practicing, with the energy level and the way guys are moving around. And our guys know what this game is. They know. And, we haven't talked about it as a team. I haven't talked about, this is a new team. The team that they have right now is better than they were last year. And we're a different team from last year. So it's going to be all about Saturday.
What do you think is the key against a guy like Carton? It seemed like he really excelled against pressure on Saturday against Virginia.
He's excelled on pressure. He's excelled when you drop back into coverage. He's just a really good quarterback. We're going to have to, I think you have to understand they're going to make some plays. That's going to happen. And so you got to do a great job when they do. You got to tackle. You got to tackle in space. You can't let those short passes or intermediate passes turn into explosive plays. That's going to be very big. And then you can't worry about the last play. You got to go on to the next play and play the next play like it's the last one of the game. And so if you can do that and do it consistently, create some turnovers, then we'll be okay.
Aside from his experience having Norkeithus back, in what area does he make you better defensively, just by the simple fact that he's going to be out there?
Well, he does a great job of being relentless and putting pressure on the quarterback. So I expect him to do that also. He's gonna get home when he needs to, and this is the style that he plays his best in.
Coach, you put a huge emphasis on recruiting in the Charlotte area lately. Why is it so important for you guys to dominate that area in recruiting?
Well, there's a lot of good football players in that area. And when you look at the whole state, and you look at the history of it, you've got quite a few players that have come out of that area that we need to be in on every single year. And so, we've got a large fan base in that area, and we got a huge presence, and we want to continue to keep that.
Tackling has obviously been an emphasis since the last game. Can you tell if the team's gotten better leading up to the game, or do you just have to wait and see on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, you put in the work and you do the fundamentals and you do the drills, but you got to do it in a game. I mean, you got to carry those drills over, you know, and you know, hopefully the work that we put in, the guys, it'll be more natural and they'll carry it over.
Are you pleased with the response, and has it been a carryover?
In practice?
From
Oh yeah.
I know you said last week was good. It's been a carryover.
Oh yeah, I think we've been doing a great job of it in practice. Now the truth comes out on Saturday.
We've been working on our fundamentals, trying to sharpen it up, get better in our coverages, play with great depth, and be fast on our breaks and just play fast.
You guys have got a lot of turnovers this year, obviously, and with the way they throw the ball around so much, do you guys see that you can get it's an opportunity coming up to get your hands on some more interceptions against them?
Oh yeah, it's a big opportunity. Like I said, by them taking shots, that's going to open up opportunities for us in the air. And then the D-line is going to be great getting in the backfield, trying to creating opportunities to force fumbles and stripping the ball.
Right. Being from North Carolina, it's been a big rivalry, and where you're from down there in that area, was ECU? Did you follow this rivalry much in high school?
I really didn't, but I got a couple older people back at home that went to ECU.
Okay.
They now they know I'm at Carolina. They'll support me, but then again they'll throw that in there. Yeah, ECU gonna give y'all a run for your money and all that. So yeah.
A lot of guys you went to high school with to play with at ECU right now?
Actually not.
Okay. Yeah. Was ECU one of the schools that recruited you coming out of high school or gave you some looks?
No, they wasn't. I actually went to a couple of their camps, but just didn't get the opportunity.
Is this something you can think about as motivation, extra motivation going down there Saturday?
Well, I always keep a chip on my shoulder, especially like with a whole bunch of North Carolina teams at that. But I'm glad I got the opportunity here, but I just want to show them that they missed out on a good shot.